Okay, let me just get rid of this. All right. So the first thing, hi, welcome everybody. It's nice to see you this morning. Hope you're doing well. I'm Edie. We do have a new member this morning. I'd like everybody to wave to Melissa Bird. She is our newest member. And I have to say, I'm going to give thumbs up to her and to Dawn, who are our members who have only been with us while we're virtual. And I really appreciate you jumping right in. And I'm so hopeful that we'll be back together soon. I don't mean real soon, but we will be all in the same room again. We'll get there. And in the meantime, we've been having lots of fun virtually, and I really appreciate you all embracing the brave new world of Zoom. And it's so nice to see you. It's helping me get through this time to spend a little time with you on even your tiny little pictures. So I just want to make sure that everybody saw that in the newsletter that we are not having a January meeting. It comes really soon after the holidays. I haven't seen my kids for months. They are going to be home. It's been a lot of work to try to keep everything going. It's been a lot of fun too, but we want to take a little break. So there won't be a January general meeting, but we will be back in February at the regularly scheduled time. I think it's the 6th. I'm saying that off the top of my head, but and we will have SO days in January. So make sure, this is very important, make sure that you check your email for the newsletter in December and save that, because there will not be a newsletter in January either. So Paula will have the calendar for both December and January when it comes out then. So make sure you keep that, okay? I want to try a little something here. We are overwhelmed by the response we had to the retreat, which is so fantastic. I mean, we never thought we would have 60 people participating, but because 60 people in a Zoom room is absolute chaos, we're going to spend a lot of time in breakout rooms. And so I want to try putting everybody into a breakout room right now. Hang on, I just have to keep muting. I've got to mute people, sorry. I'm going to put everybody in a breakout room right now, and I'm going to give you you're just going to stay in there for a minute or so, just to make sure I know what I'm doing. I'm going to give you a little topic to discuss in your breakout room, and that's going to be, if you are not going to restaurants, what restaurant do you miss the most? And if you are going to restaurants, is there something else that you're not doing that you're missing because of COVID? That's your topic. So give me a second here, and I'm going to put you in breakout rooms. Let's see, how many do we have here? I'm going to make 5 breakout rooms. And let's see if this works. And there we go. I think you have to opt in, if I'm not mistaken. Renee, you've done this before. Do I have to do anything else? Looks like everybody is. And of course, you'll have to unmute yourselves.
Okay.
All right, there you are. Somebody in here with me. Hey, Julie, how are you?
Okay, it's being flubby this morning, so I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be seeing, but it's been pretty good all the time now that I want. So for the breakout room, are there more than you and me in there, or what?
I'm trying to look out here, trying to find which one we're in. This is why I wanted to do this, because I wanted to make sure I know what happens. Room 5, it shows 5 people.
Okay, they just asked us all to unmute for something, but I'm not sure why.
Yeah, because you can't talk in your breakout room if you don't unmute yourself.
Okay, Jeff just joined me.
Hello.
Hey, Jeff, how are you?
I'm all right, and you?
I'm okay. So this is you that says iPhone. You don't have your camera on, Carla? I'm just trying to figure out who's here. And I
Oh,
don't,
there's
Yeah.
a little thing on the side that says breakout rooms and it just disappeared.
yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. I'm just going to let this go for a little bit because I want to see how it works for everybody else. But it shows on my list that there's supposed to be 7 people in here, and I don't know why I'm only seeing 3.
I only see you and me, so.
Yeah, and I just see Carla's iPhone. So,
Okay, I do see iPhone.
yeah.
No, that's
So
me,
there
but
are
I
3.
can't figure out how to turn my camera on. I'm trying.
Okay. Let me see if I change my. I'm just experimenting here a little bit. Just bear with me. If I want to do that, let's see. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, I think I'm going to close these and jump back in, see if anybody, how that worked. So in a minute, it'll close in a minute. All right. Oh, now we see everybody else now that I'm closing it. Oh, that's weird. Okay, everybody's jumping back in. Everybody's coming back.
Well, that was cool.
So were you able to talk?
Yep.
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, ours was a little. How many people did you have in yours? Did you have 7 or 8?
3 or 4 maybe.
Yeah, because that was, you had 6, because Ashley, you were supposed to be in my room and I couldn't see you according to the list. It was,
Oh, really?
No,
Yeah.
Ashley wasn't.
yeah, because I have a little breakdown here. Let me wait until everybody comes back in here. And
That was
That
fun.
was great.
We were getting into it. You cut us off, Edie.
sorry.
Right? I'm kidding.
So
So
let's
that must
go-
be some of the glitch is that it assigns, but then you somehow don't get in there.
Yeah, because it was just me and 2 other people, and it was supposed to be 7 people in our room. And I could see you. I mean, I could see them and I could see the list, but they weren't in the room. Did everybody else, were you 6 or 7 people in your room? Because I wonder if it's just because I'm the host. Nobody wants to be with the host. That there are 3 of us. But all right, I'm glad it worked for you. Okay.
Edie, as the host, you've got to kind of add yourself in another room. I did that when I was in breakout rooms. Or leave whatever group, leave the 6 people without you, not in a group, and then you'll stay in a group.
Because I was in a group, but it just didn't, it only showed 3 people from the group. I mean, I could see the group list of who was in each group. And it showed like Ashley was supposed to be in there, but Ashley was in a different room. So that was kind of strange. Well, you know what? We'll figure it out as we go along.
Well, I've got a question for the retreat. Like I have Lynn Hinson coming over to my home on Friday. So will I be in the same room with her or will there, I would hope they would be separate because I can talk to her anytime.
Well,
So
that's one of the things we're going to have to talk about at the retreat. You're going to have to be careful about being on about logging on 2 different things in the same house.
oh, right.
Yeah,
Oh,
so it might
yeah.
be better to just be on one computer and have.
Oh, right. Because it
on
makes
one-
a lot of sound, the
Yes.
screeching sound. Okay.
Yeah, you'll get that feedback. So it's actually best to only have one computer in a room with the
Yeah,
speaker and
okay.
mic going.
Right, so you and she would be together then, but you know, it'll be like a little slumber party kind of thing.
What if we're in different rooms?
Well, you know what, we'll try. We're gonna have to we'll spend a little time on Friday morning figuring this stuff out. It might be okay. It might slow down your, your bandwidth too, which might be an issue on your end. So we'll give it a shot. But they
Okay.
can't be in the same room because they'll get feedback from each other from the sound. So, and everybody will hear that, but we'll work on it. Okay, I'm going to mute everybody again because I'm going to show you some sewing room videos. And I do believe that this time you're actually going to be able to see them. I figured out my little technical. Okay. First of all, Somebody give me a thumbs up if you see my little video folders here. Okay, perfect. So the first one I'm going to show is Marge.
Sassy's hungry. She's complaining because she needs food, but she always needs food. All righty, here's my sewing room. Here it is in a nutshell, literally. It's a very small room, but it certainly works well for me. If you walk in, this is where I have all my finished quilts. Not all of them by all means. I have my craft, my work in progresses. Here's some fabric over here. Then here's my good old Juki. Her name is Helen, after my grandmother who taught me to sew. And then here's some thread, but not all of it, obviously. Here is my shelf where I put my books and patterns. And again, that's not all of them either. And then if you go over here, here's my another little table that I use when I do paper piecing. I can just turn around and get on that table. Here's where all my notions are. And believe me, I know where every single thing is. And then here's my embroidery machine, which I love. And then here's where I store my fat quarters. If you notice, there's not much room left on my walls. And that's where my fat quarters are. And there's more fabric in that container. And then some wall hangings, perfect lighting. I've got two beautiful windows here that are the best. And if you look down here, this is my cutting table and ironing spot. And then you go over a little further. And here's my closet with just about everything in it that it's all very jam-packed. But down at these are projects in, stuff, notions and fabric and all that. These containers contain things that I'm starting on. And then on the bottom are all my scraps that are color coded, but they're by color, and it's so nice. I can just go in there and grab the color I want. And that's it. That's as she wrote it.
Thank you, Marge. Everybody could see that and hear that? Okay, good. All right, now I'll show you Renee's.
Welcome to my sewing room, my home away from home, which is also my happy place. Here's a quick 360 of the room. Here's my design wall. It's just made up of a big piece of batting that I have attached to the wall. A project that I've been working on for a long time, my Liberty Hearts. Some of you may recognize from a quilt retreat from several years ago. I had to bring my Carolyn Friedlander fabric because it's my favorite. Some books. Allison class, because I'm working on a quilt for a friend. Got some collage fabrics pulled so I know where they are. Some more hand sewing projects that are in various stages of completion. I have my big cutting table, which is awesome. Rulers over here on hooks and more rulers over here on hooks. I used to just use the side of my ironing station as a cutting place. I still do that, but it is nice to have a bigger area to cut as well. And then I've got some open shelves, so I try and keep them neat, but it doesn't always work that way. Some Suspario wool, some hand sewing projects, other fabric that I'm like, I need to do something with them. And if I file them away, I'll forget about them. So I have them there. And these are my Liberty fabrics that I've spent quite a long time collecting, and that's what I'm using for the project that's on the design wall. Drawers, so I can hide more projects that are not finished. some fabric bolts, solids, books, and fabric that I wrapped around comic book boards. Trying to arrange them in rainbow color order. Got some knickknacks and my light table is over there. This is my ironing station, which was over there until a few days ago, but it was blocking access to the design wall. So I moved it over here, and it's pretty cool because if you can see out the window, I'm across the street from a dry cleaners. So while they're pressing, I'm over here pressing. I've got some bins full of projects. Got some fabric, not fabric, I always say fabric, batting scraps over there. Don't we all have equipment for Zoom calls in our sewing room these days with our virtual sew days? I already showed you that. So then my Juki sewing machine, which is my favorite machine. And I have a really nice view out the window. Shelves with some favorite collections of gifts from friends. And also, you know, handy dandy seam ripper, extra bobbins, scraps of fabric, patterns over here to remind me of things that I'm in the middle of or things that I need to work on and I keep forgetting to work on them. I've got some quilts, mini quilts hanging here that were given to me by friends. They make me happy. This one was when we did the swap with the Las Vegas Guild. That's fun. And so I have my Janome sewing machine that was decorated by some very talented people. And then I got my Bernina that has not seen much action lately, and I need to work on that. And then I have some patternies and fabric that I use for hand embroidery, and another canvas for a fabric collage. So yeah, I think that's everything. Hope I'm not making you dizzy. Showing you everything. So my happy place. Thanks for stopping by.
I would say those are two very happy places. I would be happy to spend time in either one of those sewing rooms. Hey, Renee, are those command hooks that you're using to put the, I don't know if she's still here. There you are. Did you use command hooks for your rulers on the side of the island? Are those strong enough to hold those? Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. Okay, Deborah, our vice president, could not be with us today due to a work commitment, so I'm going to fill in for her real quickly. I just wanted to touch base about It's a Wrap, which is our unfinished objects project we still have going on. I know Debbie is with us. We're working on project number 1 right now. That's the last one. And Debbie, is it wrapping up at the end of December? Is that what we're doing?
Well, I think that we could, but because we're not having a January meeting, I would recommend let's just finish in December.
Okay.
So that we've got one project left and the order doesn't really matter. If you're on It's a Wrap with me, there's about 13 of us. Just let me know if that works for you.
Okay. And you can keep, I think we wouldn't have a slideshow. We'll try to do a special slideshow show and tell of just the It's a Wrap projects. And we can do that in February. So that would give people a little extra time to finish up.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay.
Virtual sew days, we have a million of them coming up. Mary Smart has been great about organizing all of this. And I'm so grateful to everybody that's hosting. If you haven't tried a virtual sew day, I really urge you to try one. It is a lot of fun and it's so nice to just chat with people for a while. You don't have to schlep your machine and all your stuff to some other location. You're just in your own home. It's a good way to get to know some of the other members. So if that came out in the calendar, that was in the newsletter. So just jump in. It's always the same Zoom information. So give one a try because there's lots of them coming up. And in January, especially when we're not meeting, that'd be a good way to still get together with the group. Okay, going to move on to Sue for community outreach.
Good morning, everybody. Good to see you all. Okay, a lot of this was covered in the newsletter, but one of the things that we wanted to shout out is a big thank you to some people who have been carrying on the 70273 project. So if you're not familiar with that, that's a worldwide quilting project. And it's, I believe the count of 70273 are the number of mentally and or physically disabled people who were killed by the Nazis between January 40 and August 41. So anyway, we've got Marge and Deborah and Love that have been continuing on that. And I think that Deborah just finished quilting a couple of those. So thanks a lot for keeping that going. And we had a festival, we have a Festival of Trees quilt. It was a really quick effort by the board, I would have to say. Renee, thank you very much for the use of your pattern. And then we had one person, and Renee also ordered the fabric and everything. We had one person who cut it out, another person who put it together. Mary quilted it, and it just got bound, and it will be delivered to the museum next week. So thanks everyone for that effort. It was a really quick, fast turnaround. So anyway, and by the way, they will be having the Festival of Trees. So it's going to be a little bit longer than usual. And they're, going to try to keep social distance and all that type of thing, but they are still having it. So if you want to go see our quilt, go to the Festival of Trees. Okay, one of the things that
I'm so sorry to interrupt. Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
Paula, it's Paula. I just want to let you know that the Festival of Trees is going to be online also.
Oh,
So
good. Okay.
I just wanted to mention that. I can send a link for anyone who wants one. I did say just email me, but because of the pandemic, we've gone virtual with all of our items. So if you want to see it, just go online. You can see it, and you can bid on it. You can buy tickets too. So anyway, that's all I want to say.
Great.
Thanks.
Thank you. Because of the COVID and the fact that we're trying to social distance, we've come up with something new. We're having to get things back and forth between people. Do you have to return a library book? Do you want a library book? Are you trying to hand in placemats? Are you trying to hand in a baby quilt? Things like that. So Aradria and I are going to start going to this sewing studio on the third Thursday of the month. So we have the 16th of November set up. I'm sorry, it's a Monday. It's a Monday. I keep getting that wrong. It's something new that we're doing. So anyway, it's the third Monday of the month, and it happens to be the 16th for November. So we're going to be there at 10 o'clock in the morning. If you need to turn something in, or in this case, I picked up some things from Love that I was going to deliver to Marge last month, and it worked out really well. We had like 8 people there, and some people handed in some door prizes to me. Anyway, so if you have something that you need to be swapped, let's try doing it at the Sewing Center on the third Monday of the month. It worked out really well before, so we'll just continue that. And the baby quilts, oh my goodness. We have over 50. Last count was something like 51, 52. Charlene would know the exact number. And Sarah and Charlene are going to be taking pictures of all of them, and also taking pictures of when they're delivered, because we can't have a large crowd delivering them. What we're going to try to do is share this whole event with you in pictures. And so after the fact, we'll either have, and the delivery is going to be on November 10th. So sometime after that, we will share with you a video of a collage of all the pictures. And it will either be at maybe the December meeting, or a special one that will be put up on, and it also go on YouTube. So anyway, thank you, Charlene, for heading that up and coordinating it. If you have any more baby quilts, I'm willing to take them on swap day, but we'll probably use them for the March delivery, and that will be our finishing up of that whole thing. Okay. Oh, she has 54 is what she's saying. Okay. So 54. They were beautiful. Every one of them, the colors and shapes and sizes, they were just all gorgeous. And seeing them all together, I had like 30 of them here at my house at one time. And it was really very, very special. So thank you, everybody, and keep up the good work.
Charlene, were you asking if we had a picture of the Festival of Trees quilt?
We do. It's in the newsletter. It was in the newsletter. There, I got a close-up of the quilting and the little blocks, and then there's a big picture. So in the newsletter this month, check it out. It's in there. And Paul, that was my photograph. The professional is going to take pictures when she picks up the quilt on Friday. So I'm sure that Paula will get much better pictures than mine. Okay.
And we'll probably show it.
Yeah.
We'll show like a big picture of it at the next meeting too, once Paula had a chance to photograph it. Thank you, Sue. Thanks. Appreciate that. We're going to move on to Marge, who is going to talk about both education and then the retreat.
Yeah, Melissa asked, I saw her in the chat asking where the baby quilts were going to since she's new. So can you share, Sue, share where they're going?
Now she's asking me all that. I don't have it right in front of me. Charlene, can you jump in on that? Unmute yourself. There.
Okay. They are, the purpose of the baby quilts is they're going to foster care families who are just recently taking in babies. And apparently adding a new baby to your household is very stressful. And as we can imagine. And so these beautiful quilts are being given to the children in the event that the child would ever move from that foster home to another one. The intent is for the quilt to belong to the baby and to travel along with the baby if that has to happen.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Marge. And as you know, I've been in your face all about the retreat. That's all I seem to think about. I sleep and eat and drink it. I did send an email. Everybody should have had their swag bags. If they don't have them, except for poor Michelle and Mullinex that hasn't gotten hers yet, but everybody else should have gotten theirs, or it's on the way. So please give me an email if you've not gotten it. And also, I did send an email out last night and found out it didn't get to everybody. However, somebody mentioned maybe it's in your junk email because there's so many recipients. It might have thought it was phishing and it went into your email. So let's make sure. I'm working now, but I'll go home today and send it. And Edie, you're the last recipient on it. So if you would send me a confirmation that you got it today by end of today. So it's a big email that's got all the information that you'll need to start the retreat on Friday. And if you can't make it on Friday at 9 o'clock, no worries. We'll tape the welcome so that we've got all the different little information that's necessary. If you have any questions, it's very informal. Please let everybody know. So anyway, so the retreat, we're ready. We're ready for you, and it should be a lot of fun. And the breakout rooms were great, Edie. I enjoyed that. So I think that's going to work well. So I can't imagine 60 of us trying to talk all at once. And I'm sure that not 60 of us will be there at a time, all at once, but it'll be fun. So, and that's the retreat. And now education. In the newsletter, there was some great information. The Quilt Connection is a resource for us. And since we've done all the virtual teachers, they've all gotten together through this Quilt Connection, and they're telling how, what their classes are, what they have available. We've given you an option to sign up for it so that you can go to these classes or these presentations, the teacher presentations, so you can see if there's anybody that interests you. So I am in the process, and I really would want to get some teachers that everybody's interested in, or most people are interested in, because this year the guild paid for a couple virtual retreat or classes. However, next year we're going to have to charge. So we want to make sure that we get these virtual classes so that you guys can enjoy them and want to go to them, so you can pay for them. So we really need to have some suggestions from you of who you would like to see. Even if it's just a topic or a technique that you want to learn, let me know, and then I can go and look at these teachers. There's hundreds and hundreds that have come out because of the virtual classes. You know, people that haven't wanted to travel, now they've got the opportunity to teach virtually. So we've gotten a lot more than I'm surprised at. In fact, we've got 2 teachers that are in our guild. Renee has set up her Laura Heine class, and Deborah has set up a virtual class too. So we've got some great talent
Renee,
here.
yours is still coming up,
Pardon
right?
me?
Renee, I think Renee's is still coming up. Are you in the next session?
Oh, yeah. So mine is online for anyone that, you know, didn't get to take it with the guild and wants to take it individually. And then with the Global Quilt Connection, their webinars, yeah, I'm in whatever. Sorry, I guess I should pay more attention because I'm coming up the second one that they're
November,
offering.
yeah.
in November.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
these the classes or the things that you sign up for are, there's a certain amount of teachers that have 2 minutes to speak, and they tell you what their classes are. And it's wonderful because then they give you their web addresses and you can go in and look at their classes and see what they have. So you can dig a little further. So I really need your help to make sure that you go in and give me girls want and boys people want, so that it can be good for all of us. And also, I just to let you know, we do have Jackie Gehrig coming in September, and that's the first physical. We thought, well, that was the safest month that she could come. We figured by then we should all be, the world should either end or we should be fine. We don't know yet, haven't figured that out, but September of 2021 should be something. So that's, you know, it should be safe. So Jackie's coming in then. But in the meantime, we'd like to have a couple virtual classes. So please give me your suggestions. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, I think that's all. Edie, anything else you want to add about the retreat or anything?
Just a couple things about the retreat. The retreat room opens at 6 a.m. on Friday. I will not be there at 6 a.m., but you may be there at 6 a.m. And then we'll have the welcome at 9. But you can, if you want to sew early before you go to work or something, you're welcome to jump right in. It opens at 6. And the other thing we were going to say was, even if you didn't sign up for the retreat and you'd just like to come sew with us, you can. It's the same Zoom login. Obviously, you won't be eligible for like the door prizes or the, you know, game prizes. But if you'd like to dip your toe in the water of sewing with a group, you're welcome to join us anytime. Okay. Thank you, Marge.
Thanks.
I wanted to say thank you to Ashley, Carol, and Mary Smart for agreeing to be this year's nominating committee to fill positions for the board for next year. And so Mary's just going to give us a little brief update where we are on that.
Okay, Ashley, Carol, and I are the committee, and we would like anyone who's interested in running for any of the offices to contact us by no later than November 25th. And here, I made a list. These are the elected offices. So this is what we're talking about. People can read that.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in any of those offices, you can contact Ashley or Carol or me to ask about it. But also we need to hear from you if you want to run. And on the 26th, we'll know then if we have, you know, where we are.
Okay. And you can, if you forget the names, you can always email the guild email. Melissa, I know that's how you reached out to us. And I was just thinking that there's a lot of information coming your way that I'm sure you're going, what is that about? So anytime you have questions, you can call me or, you know, email the guild and we'll work it out.
And if everyone has the roster, it's Mary Smart, Ashley Gottschalk, and Carol Evans, just so you can find on the list.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you, all three of you. I appreciate you doing that. Now we're going to move on to programming. Michelle Lancaster, who I'm going to spotlight, if you give me 1 second here, has a really cool presentation. You're going to love this. Let me get out of all of this stuff and let me find Michelle and let me spotlight you. Okay, and you should be able to share. Hi, Michelle.
Hey, how is everyone? I'm trying to find my screen. Today, Deborah asked me to do a presentation on quarter circles, which are also known kind of as drunkard's path, or it's got another name too, I found out, Solomon's puzzle, which is interesting. Let me share my screen here. Sorry.
No, take your time.
First time I've done this.
Yeah, I know. It's so much fun. I see your
There we go. Can you guys see it now?
I saw it before, and then the last click took it away. There it is.
Is it real little though? I was trying to get it full screen.
Nope, it's full screen for me.
Okay, cool. All right, so we'll go on. So I guess the origin of the pattern can be traced back to ancient Egypt. And archaeologists have also discovered the familiar design on Roman artifacts. So it's kind of an older design, but quilters started using it in the late half of the 19th century. It does have some prominence if you, which is widely debated among quilt historians, that it was used in Underground Railroad quilts, used to help slaves find their way to freedom. But the one I thought was so interesting is that this pattern was prominent during Prohibition and the women's temperance movement in the early 20th century. And women made these quilts in blue and white. And that's probably where the drunkard's path name came from. But the women couldn't vote back then. So this was the way that they communicated their dislike of alcohol, and they did it with their quilting, a lot of the way we communicate now. But all this is all murky history really, but it's still a fun pattern. I've been able to do a couple of these. The one shown on the screen is a Halloween quilt I made on a retreat in Texas. That was a lot of fun. It was probably my second time maybe doing Drunkard's Path. So we learned through Betty Crocker asks, we had a class with her with the guild, and she taught us a really simple technique. So that made piecing these easy. Let's see. So this is Betty Crocker asks. Her real name is Jen Carlton Bailey. Basically, all you need is templates. You could even do paper templates. The smaller rotary cutter is easier for these templates. And a glue stick for this particular technique. So basically all you're doing is cutting, which scares me to death around these templates, but I did it without injury. And then you're going to glue in 3 spots in the middle, on these ends, and that's it. Then you're going to run them through your machine, and it all just goes really well, amazingly enough. No millions of pins or anything. Then you just press them and trim. I also liked playing with some of the layout. I tried doing them all orderly, and then I'm like, no, that's not me. So I mixed them all up. So this is going to be a baby quilt for our baby quilt drive. There it is in the sunlight. So I gathered some examples. You can see how I really love scrappy and bold colors. So most of these are that. But it's interesting the way the curves can be put together. Again, I'm not afraid of color. So there's a pattern on the modernquiltguild.com. It's called the Jawbreakers pattern. This is what Deborah wanted me to make, but time. But I'm going to make it. I think it's a cool design. But you can see how they use different size quarter circles to get this effect, which is really kind of interesting. That's it.
Thank you, Michelle.
Sure. I don't know how to get back now.
To stop sharing.
Where is it? Here we go.
Can I say something?
Thank you. Sure.
I've made several Drunkard's Path quilts too, and I just love doing it. But I found out after I had given one as a baby gift that back in the day, I'm talking about our grandmother's day, Temperance Movement Day, it was considered bad luck to give a Drunkard's Path baby quilt. Almost like you're marking the child.
Yeah.
Oh,
I obviously don't believe in things like that, but I love the Drunkard's Path.
I remember my great-grandmother, I think, talking about, and my great-grandmothers were the only ones who quilted. It never passed on until I pick it up. But I remember her talking about the Drunkard's Path and, oh no, we don't call it that. No, no, no. So, you know, and she was alive during that time. So she says, no, we do not call that. I don't know what she called it. I don't remember, but.
So Michelle,
well, I hope you guys liked it.
Michelle, have you tried that technique, Jen Carlton Bailey's technique with a larger half circle? I mean, I know those 6-inch blocks, I've made them like that too, but I'm wondering if a bigger curve, if you only glue it in those 3 places, do you think that's going to be enough? I just wondered if
okay, New York beauty.
I know. I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah, okay. Give it a try.
Yeah,
what do you got to lose?
The pinning is not working. So yeah, I guess I should try a different technique.
You might want to do it in quarters, like one in the center, the exact center, and then the outer edges, and then in between those.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give that a shot because it's not pretty right now.
Can I ask a question also? What side goes up and top? This side or this side? The L shape goes on top? Okay.
Yes.
All right. I always forget that.
Good question.
That is a good question. Anybody else have questions for Michelle? I know there's a couple things in the chat. Thank you, Michelle, for doing that. You do make it look very easy, and I love your color sense. Those are always such cheerful quilts. So I think with the last, unless anybody has anything else that they want to discuss or ask, I think I'm going to show our show and tell. And Paula, I actually did remember that it was on YouTube this month. So good for me. As long as I can find it, we're good. So here, I'm on the wrong screen here, but I'll get in there for a second. No, that's not the one I wanted. Hang with me for a second here. I want this one. And oops, go away. Somebody give me a thumbs up if you can see the opening screen. Perfect. Wow, as always, wow. Kathy Aber, congratulations on finishing a UFO that you've had for 7 years. That's inspirational for the rest of us, I think. Fantastic. I'm just so impressed with all the work y'all are doing, as always. So that's all we have on the agenda for today. Does anybody else have anything that they want to bring up or discuss or questions or anything? Keep sending your pictures to Paula so she can put them in the show and tell. It's so great to see those. I think we are going to do another show and tell night. I think we're actually going to wait and do that in January, especially since we're not having a January meeting. I think that will be a good time for us all to get together. But so look forward to that. It'll be in one of the evenings. We'll get a date set for that.
So, Katie,
yes,
this is most of the activity in the bank account this month had to do with the retreat, but if anyone out there has a receipt relating to the retreat or anything else, if you could email it to me, the invoice or whatever, that'd be great.
Thank you, Kathy. Yes, I forgot we were going to have you add that. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, because she'd like to get it all reconciled by next month. So if you have outstanding receipts from the retreat, please get them to her. Anything else?
Edie,
Yes.
Betty asked how we'll do door prizes for retreat, and we'll explain all that during the retreat, Betty. So we'll figure that out. But we've got an idea, so
Friday, yeah,
we'll just share it with you, Lynn.
Welcome comes together on Friday morning. We'll discuss all those.
Yeah, and again, if you're not there at the welcome at 9 o'clock, then it'll be taped, so you can go on the YouTube channel.
Exactly. Anything else? Anybody else? All right, good. All right, how was your first meeting, Melissa?
Very good. I was actually going to just pop in and say thank you for letting me join your group. I learned how to quilt probably 20 years ago from my grandmother, and I haven't had anybody to talk to about quilting for years since she passed away. So this is so nice to meet a great group of people that enjoy it as much as I do. So I'm happy to be here.
And we're happy to have you. Thank you so much. And I think you're joining us for the retreat too, aren't you?
Yes, I will.
Oh, fantastic. That's good. You'll get to know some more people that way. That's wonderful.
Let me also encourage her to try a sew day. It's kind of a nice way to get to know other people because it's a smaller group. And we just sit and sew and talk, mute our machines if we're using our sewing machines. But it sounds so goofy. I wondered before I tried one, but it's really a pleasure. You know, it's just nice to meet with this group of people during the month.
Thank you, Mary. Melissa, did somebody forward you the newsletter with the calendar in it? Did you get that?
Yes, I have all of it.
Okay, perfect. Good. Just want to make sure. Okay. All right. I think that's it. Everybody good? Is there anything in the chat? Okay, good. Oh, hi, Catherine. Catherine's joining us from Colorado. I appreciate that. All right, everybody, stay safe, stay well. I will see most of you on Friday, and have a good rest of the day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.